Hi, y'all. It's me, Dewayne here.
And this is Bryson.
And this is
Let's Talk About It.
All right. This week we are going to be discussing
Mental health.
All right. Which brings me to my first question. What are your views on mental health?
I personally think mental health is something that should be discussed, and it's become a bigger conversation as time has gone on with like later generations. And I feel like with the help of quarantine and stuff like that, people have become more focused on how people feel, and it has become like, it's become more of something that isn't shied away from.
I feel like it's less taboo than when we were like children, because I remember if you had a therapist or something, it was like a shh, or if you were taking medication for a problem, it was more a secret, almost like a shameful thing.
Right.
And I feel like people are more open and honest with themselves. This is what some of you all had to say about this topic.
My name is Paul Davenport. I'm in the 11th grade. I believe it's very important to not only me but to others, because you know you have to. It's good to communicate and see if everybody's doing okay.
All right, which this brings me to the next question. Have you noticed a change in conversation as it pertains to mental health?
Absolutely. I feel like people are more vocal about how they truly feel, instead of being like our parents and our grandparents were, trucking on just to get along, and being honest with themselves about how they truly feel and noticing that maybe something isn't right. Maybe there's a problem here that I need to go get fixed. Maybe I need to talk to someone. What about you?
I think the conversation has become bigger. It's something that people are all discussing with each other. You know, friends normally sometimes don't really call to check up on people just because, but I've noticed that more people actually start to just call just because to see how you're feeling.
Do you think this is a trend that'll eventually fade away?
I honestly hope it doesn't.
I hope not either.
My name's Margaret and I'm a senior.
Do you feel like it's a trend that'll fade away?
Yeah, for sure.
It's going in a great rate, honestly. People are more open, more vulnerable. From past generations, they've been taught to like hold it in. You shouldn't say anything. If you're having a bad day, just truck along, pray about it.
Machine-like.
Right. But at the end of the day, people are human. So I really hope this isn't a trend that just fades away as time goes on.
I hope it doesn't either, because I remember in the pandemic when we kept seeing those different instances of people who seemed like they had it all and they didn't feel like that, and then things ended up happening and they're no longer with us. And I feel like it spread awareness that just because people on the exterior feel like they have everything and they may appear the strong friend, that all the time it's not necessarily true, that sometimes the strongest people have the biggest problems because they have to feel like they have to be there for everybody.
They always say to check on your strong friends, and that's true. Check on your strong friends.
Check on them, baby.
Because they'll be the ones going through the most.
They just cry in silence.
And I noticed, like, you know, during 2018, like middle school phases, everybody be like, oh, I'm in my emo era. Oh, I'm so sad, so depressed.
So
with
depressed.
The Bart Simpson edits, the sad music.
XXX Tentacion.
Exactly. Me being a hormonal kid, having to grow up, things are changing every so often, so.
People need to realize that, particularly in our age bracket, from like middle school to high school, you are going through puberty. Your hormones are changing. You're feeling every type of emotion. I know there was some days, especially early on in high school for me, I would wake up and my parents would be talking to me and I just had an attitude for no reason, and you just snappy.
I can definitely relate to that.
It wasn't anything in particular, it's just like things are going on inside.
Just the depressed generation, we've become less, people have begun to care about people's feelings more in a way. People were usually like mean before the fact, if you can kind of like catch my drift. Of course, there were nice people, but people didn't really care too much about people's feelings, and some still don't, which you're gonna encounter that a lot. But there are a lot of people who now actually care about people's feelings, who want to listen to what they have to say, and also want to know how they're feeling. And if someone's having a bad day and it's clearly noticeable, people actually get the urge to ask how they're doing. So it's like, people have begun to care more. Everyone's listening. You know, you can find somebody that you trust to vent to. It could be a teacher. It could be a parent, family member, anybody. You can really find anyone you trust nowadays to talk to because they actually care to listen.
This is all the time that we have. Once again, thanks for joining us. Once again, my name is Dewayne.
And I'm Bryson.
And this has been
Let's Talk About It.
See you next time. Bye.